This is Mrs. Sprangle, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to set up your Gmail and Google Classroom settings so that they work best for you. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a profile picture. So if you've not done that yet, go ahead and click on the letter that is your name and click on the camera. It's going to ask you for a photo, so I happen to find one. And I will put that in. And then you could just go ahead and crop it for that. It is helpful if you pick a picture that looks like you, especially in the times when we are wearing masks. However, if you don't have a picture that you want to put on there, pick something that is something that you like, whether it's a favorite team, a favorite sport, your favorite food, whatever that is. So that's the first thing. Next, we're going to go into the settings, which is this cog right here. And we are going to go into see all settings. There are a couple of places in here that we are going to work in. First thing we're going to work in is the general area. So I'm going to scroll down. And the first area you're going to do is going to go to this conversation view. Turn the conversation view off. What this does is it allows you to be able to find the individual emails. Sometimes when I leave the conversation view on, I will have an email end up getting buried, or I won't see the multiple things. So right now, I want you to go and turn the conversation view off. The next thing we're going to do in here is that we are going to go ahead and we are going to do the signature. You're going to create a new signature, and you can name this whatever you want to. So we'll say signature 1. And I'm going to put my name. So we're going to say this is Jill Smith. I highly recommend that maybe you put down that you are the class of 2025. And then if you want to put down any of your if you want to put down any of your sports that you're involved in, you can. So if she's on the swim team, maybe she's also on chess, you could do that. You're able to go in here and change the text color. So maybe I want it to be purple. I want the name to stand out. You can even make it larger that way. Change the font. So you're going to go in there and change your signature. Highly recommend both your first and last name minimally. This way, when you send an email, it will always be signed. So go ahead and change your signature now. After you do that on this section, you're going to go ahead and hit Save Changes. Please do that now. Our changes have been saved, but we have to go in again to Settings, See All Settings, and this time we are going to go to Inbox. So go ahead right now and choose Inbox. In the inbox, we are going to go ahead and enable the reading pane. And when we enable the reading pane, I would say choose the middle option, which is right of inbox. So go in right now under Inbox, enable the reading pane, and click right of inbox. And when you are done, go ahead and hit Save Changes. Okay, the next thing we are going to do in settings is we have to go back into settings, see all settings again, go into advanced. Underneath advanced, we are going to scroll down to the unread message icon. I want you to enable this. What it ends up doing is that it will actually tell you how many messages you have. So I'm going to hit Save Changes. You can't see it right now, but if I bookmark this, and this is my account, you will see right here, it's going to tell you how many signatures. So there's 80 plus signatures in here because they've not been cleaned out. So it's a great way for you to get just a little small notification on how many unread messages you have, and it will hopefully then make you go and read your emails far more. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about setting up labels. So I went back into setting, I picked labels. They have the basic labels here, but then if you scroll down, you can create a new label. You may want to create a label for your specific classes, or I know sometimes some of you tell me that you don't want to delete certain emails because of sports. So let's say I am again on that swimming team and I want to create a label. If I go into the inbox now, let's pretend that this email is about the swim team. If I highlight it, what I can then do is then move it to swimming, and it will be moved there so that when I go and do my cleaning out of the emails and I just go ahead and delete them all, it's not going to delete my emails that I have created. However, if I go and I search in swim, it will be saved in this special area. So that is just another smart way to be able to start making labels. You can make labels for classes. You can make labels for specific sports or clubs you're in. So that is just another smart way to deal with things. Another tool I wanted to show you in your Gmail is there's also this task list. So if you hit task, you could actually hit add task. And let's say it's an assignment. So let's say you have to read chapter 1. You know, you can put the details. Maybe it's for Animal Farm. And I have to have this done by Thursday, and I hit OK. You can actually have your task list in here too. That will help you keep track. So this again is another tool that you can use if you want to, just another tool for keeping track of maybe assignments or other things coming up. Again, and that would pop in there. So if you want to go ahead and enable the task list right now, you can. Otherwise, we're going to go on to our last section. Our last section is Google Classroom. I have noticed that some students have not turned off their settings, so I'm going to walk you through it. If you've already done this, just let it play through because you need to go all the way to the end in order to get credit for completion. So I'm going to go all the way down to settings, and I'm currently in the settings. The default is to receive email notifications for everything, okay? This ends up being a lot of emails that you really don't need. So I don't need emails about the work or post from other teachers, okay? I don't necessarily need work or grades from your teachers. If you feel like that's something you want to keep, you can. Invitations to join a class as a student, that invitation will show up on the normal page, so you don't need an email for that. Due date reminders for your work. If you feel like you need a reminder about when something is due, that might be something good to keep on. Private comments on your work, I would keep on. Comments that mention you, you could go ahead and do that. However, I think many teachers, if they're going to make a comment, it's going to be in your Google Doc. So you don't need us to see that. And then comments on your post, if your teachers are having you post things, that would be fine. You are welcome if you want to turn off all your email notifications. You can do that too, but just know if you do that, you will need to be aware that you're going to have to look in Google Classroom right now. So I'm going to give you the time right now. The last thing is if you need to go ahead and change your items, to change those things. And then this is the end of the ed puzzle. Make sure that you stay and do this until you see the complete at the show up for you to get full credit.